Okay, I didn't think I would be nervous until just now, and now I'm like kind of shaking, but I think I'm pregnant. I'm like out of breath. So yeah, I think I'm pregnant. I have a bunch of pregnancy tests in front of me. I'm gonna take them and we'll see, but I like need you guys because I'm like freaking out. We've been trying very briefly, and I just know, like I know my body. I'm so intuitive, and for the last week I've just like felt like I'm pregnant. And I can get into like symptoms and stuff later, but I just really need to take these tests right now because I've literally been waiting as long as I possibly could since I missed my period. And yeah, it's Wednesday, December 21st right now. It's right before Christmas. I'm freaking out, so I'm gonna take these tests and we'll be back. And if this is negative, then this never happened. Pregnant. All 4 of them. Oh my god. Oh my god. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Oh my god. I knew it. I fucking knew it. Like 2 lines is like pregnant and these are like dark. Oh my god. I need to like breathe. I can't believe it. Oh my god. I knew it. Call it Pisces intuition or what. I've literally known for like a week because like I could just tell in my body. And then I missed my period, and they say to like wait like a couple days. So I was like, I'll wait like a week after I miss my period, so I really know I missed my period. And so like I said, it's Wednesday the 21st, and I was like, I can't wait. I've been like waiting. I wasn't able to sleep last night. So my plan, because I've literally been thinking about this nonstop for the last week, I'm gonna tell Brian Christmas. Sorry, he's gonna be so excited. But Brian doesn't know this, but his mom is coming up here tomorrow. So like I have a full house of fucking people, and it's Christmas, and all I've been thinking about all week is like, obviously my family drinks, like we drink. My mom's talking about making like shot recipes, and I'm like, how am I gonna like get through Christmas without anyone noticing I'm not drinking, let alone New Year's? Like I have this whole surprise party planned for New Year's Eve. It's like a weekend away with Brian and all his friends, and we're like going to this house in the Poconos, and all I've been thinking about is like, before I even knew, I'm like, how am I gonna get away with not drinking? Because that's way too soon to tell people. Oh my god. Okay, well, this is gonna be a whole journey together, you guys. I can't believe this. This is gonna be a whole journey, and it's just starting, so let's do this. Hi guys. By now, if you couldn't already tell by the title, today is a very special video because it's true, I am pregnant, which is so crazy and so exciting, and I have so much to share with you. So in today's video, I am doing one big Q&A all about my pregnancy, everything that's been going on. I have so many updates for you, and you guys flooded me with questions about the pregnancy and everything related to it. So I have tons of general questions to answer. I have some stuff about food I'm going to talk about, and then we're going to chat all things raving and festivals at the end because I have so many questions about that topic as well. So this is just the beginning. I'm definitely going to be sharing more pregnancy content, but of course, raving festivals, none of that is going anywhere. We have plenty of that to go around. With all that being said, I am currently 17 and a half weeks pregnant, so I am in my second trimester. We are feeling really, really great. I've been super blessed with this pregnancy so far. I'm not sharing gender at this point just yet, but I will let you guys know soon about that. And like I said, I did just recently attend a festival, so you guys might have seen my Okeechobee vlogs, which was super exciting. I was 15 weeks pregnant there. So I am going to have content coming out about how to navigate festivals and raving while pregnant, so definitely stay tuned for that. But before we dive into the questions, I do want to just share, of course, that this is a sensitive topic. I'm super open about things, but I know everybody's pregnancy is extremely different. I felt very blessed with my pregnancy, like I mentioned, so this is just my personal experience, and that's all I can share from. So be easy on me in the comments. But the first question is, how long were you trying to get pregnant? So not that long at all. Brian
and I have talked about it for a very, very long time. We got married in January of 2022, and we, knew it was going to happen at some point. But we had really decided in the fall we were going to start trying, and it happened almost immediately. So we got very lucky with that. And Brian was surprised at how quickly it happened. When am I due and how far along am I? I am due on August 23rd, 2023, and I am currently 17 and a half weeks pregnant. So like I mentioned, I am in my second trimester. And if anybody's into astrology, that date is the cusp. It is the first day of Virgo. So baby could be a Virgo or baby could be a Leo, depending on if they come early or late. We will see. So that is something I'm like very interested in seeing what happens there. Did you know you were pregnant? What symptoms did you have? So I would recommend doing this. I started tracking symptoms immediately because, again, we had just started trying, but I know my body very well. And once I started to feel things that were a little different, I started writing it all in my notes, and I still currently have a list every single week. There are different apps you can use to track this, but I also just jot down my own notes, and I've been tracking how my symptoms have changed throughout the pregnancy just to like look back on it. But I knew pretty much immediately. I did wait to miss my period just to like confirm in my mind, but I had really sore boobs. I was a little like lightheaded and was kind of getting dizzy. And I was peeing really frequently. So like those three things, but mainly the boobs was kind of like the trigger for me. And then I took a pregnancy test. I waited until like a week after I missed my period to make sure I like really missed it. And then the pregnancy test told me I was positive. So yeah. Are you having a boy or girl, and do you have names picked out? We do know the gender as of right now. I will share that with you guys probably in a couple weeks. And yes, we have names picked out. We had names for both genders. So we're pretty locked in there, and it's going to be a surprise. What's your favorite thing about pregnancy so far? So I would say I've just been really calm and I've really enjoyed it so far. Brian's been amazing. My family is so excited. I've just from the very beginning felt very in tune with baby and very nurturing very quickly, because I was nervous about having kids just with my career and my lifestyle. I was just nervous going into it about how it would affect everything. But the minute I knew I was pregnant, I just immediately felt very nurturing and caring, and I've been just trying to take care of myself. So honestly, my favorite thing, I don't know, it's just my relationship with Brian and how that's been even strengthened, and it's just been really beautiful. I don't know. So I've really enjoyed the whole thing so far. Have I dealt with any nausea? No, thank the Lord, knock on wood. I was pretty great. My first trimester, I would say the most intense symptoms I had was the extreme fatigue. I really needed a lot of naps. It was the most tired I've ever felt in my life. Mood swings, definitely here and there. Getting out of breath, I'm literally out of breath right now. But no nausea, thank the Lord. I did get some empty stomach feeling. For me, I have to eat as soon as I wake up, and it was really bad during the first trimester. If I didn't eat immediately, that's what can trigger morning sickness sometimes. So I have my foods prepped and ready. I'll have an everything bagel, thin with cream cheese on it, or I've been into cinnamon toast with some butter on it. I eat something as soon as I wake up, just to put something in my stomach. Was I pregnant at EDC Orlando or after? Immediately after EDC Orlando, I got pregnant. And like I said, I was manifesting that shit. I was starting to talk about it all the time. I was talking about it all EDCO weekend. My friends were asking me. I was like, I'm ready to start trying. I got pregnant, I believe, at the end of November. How did you know you were ready? Amazing question. So I would say Brian was ready years before me. Brian was so ready to have kids. My brother and sister-in-law have a baby. She's a little over a year now. Her name is Gemma. And I think seeing my niece kind of gave me baby fever a little bit. And it also just got me used to being around a baby. But I think literally over last summer, I would say, when I slowed down on shows, my priorities, I don't know, everything in my life shifted. I started a new job at Beatbox. I'm so happy at my job. That has felt so good. I have a stable income again, and I've just felt really good. And I just had all these mindset shifts, and I can genuinely say I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life. So many things have fallen into place. And then over the fall, I just started to realize like, okay, I think I'm like ready, because you're never going to really be ready, which everyone tells you. But I was like, I think I'm ready to start trying. And when it happens, it's supposed to happen. And because it happened like that, I was like, this is the way the timing was supposed to work out, I guess. But there was a lot of like mental prep, and I would say like priority shifting and like clearing out a lot of shit that was like super bad for me. And I literally feel like I got pregnant when I was in like the best mindset and like just healthy energy for myself. So like that was my prep, which is crazy. But somebody asked, am I still working at Beatbox? So if you didn't know, Beatbox is a wine-based party punch. It is an alcohol brand. So I do work for an alcohol company, which is totally fine. I have my full-time job there. They have a great maternity leave policy. So, yes, my next question was, will I take pregnancy leave from content when baby is born? I'm going to take maternity leave like in general, and that's going to be like August probably through October, November, something around then. So I'll be taking like a big break in the fall for sure. And content, I have no idea. I follow other content creators I love. One of them is Molly May. I don't know if any of you guys watch Love Island, but Molly May and Tommy, I'm obsessed with them. She just had a baby, and she's posted like a couple things here and there. So it's not going to be the first thing on my mind. I also do a lot of preparation, as you guys know. So I think I'll just film a bunch of stuff in advance and schedule it to go out. And then I think I'm just going to take a break and focus on baby and do what's best for me and my family. Last question in this like general pregnancy section, tips for getting pregnant. So I don't even want to venture down this category because I'm not an expert. I would go to my best friend, Vicky. I'll post her information here. She goes by Your Period Coach on Instagram. My best friend is pregnant as well. She's 30 weeks right now, so that's been a blessing. Vicky is a women's fertility coach, and she is absolutely fantastic. And I actually had hired her to help me conceive. And then the week that we were going to have our first session, I found out I was pregnant. So I ended up not needing to do courses with her, but she gave me so much valuable information leading up to then. So tips for getting pregnant. I think for me, it was a combination. Like I said, I had a really healthy and happy mindset. I had been off of birth control for a very long time. I stopped taking the pill probably in my mid-20s because I just didn't want to use any hormones anymore. I had the IUD for about 7 years, the non-hormonal one. I think it was the Skyla, I want to say. So I think it was a combo of like making sure I was off birth control for a very long time. And then I started tracking my period months in advance. So I would even say like I had always used the app Clue to track my period. So I highly recommend starting to track it if you don't already track it. But then once I knew we were going to start conceiving soon, you can change the features on the app to like conception mode. And then it like really tracks when you ovulate and things like that. And it tells you when the best times to try are. So like using apps like the Clue app, there's other ones out there. Period Tracker is another one, just so it's as like accurate as possible to when you're ovulating so that you know like when you should be having sex essentially. So yes, plenty of tips. Definitely go check out Vicky's information. Hire her as a coach. She's fantastic. I'm going to leave her info below. Okay, for this next section, I just have 3 questions about food-related stuff, so I'm going to do those. And hopefully you guys find this stuff interesting. I don't know. I've like watched so many pregnancy videos, and it is just crazy. Like the biggest thing I've taken so far as well is like literally everybody's pregnancy and body and baby is so different. So I take that with a grain of salt. I watch information and I learn tips and things. My like TikTok now is like so many mom and pregnancy things. I listen to podcasts and all that, but at the same time, I totally recognize that my experience is different from someone else's. So I also try like not to get overwhelmed. I'm not that nervous about like delivering and stuff like that yet. I don't like let any stories scare me because again, like you just have no idea how yours is going to go versus someone else's. So definitely like leaning on my doctor. I love the Bump app. I forgot to mention that, but I use the Bump app. So much good information. It tracks like the size of your baby every day. And they give you different like tips and advice as you're going along in your pregnancy as well. So there's plenty of resources if you're like someone who's so nervous and overwhelmed by the idea of it. There's been so many things that have given me so much information and been helpful already. So just like do something every day to like help yourself. But back to the questions. Food. What are your cravings and have you had any food aversions? So I wrote down this one funny thing. This is not like a craving, but it's been something I've done since my first trimester. I am literally obsessed with watching food review videos, like specifically Disney World, Disneyland food review videos. Like I just can't stop watching videos of people eating things. It's like so fucking weird. Trader Joe's hauls, like people reviewing food in New York City, like restaurant reviews. I just like literally am obsessed with just like watching people eat food, and I have no fucking idea why, but that's just been something that I've been doing my whole pregnancy, and it's super weird. And now I keep telling Brian, like, I want to go to Disney World so bad because I can't stop watching like food review videos about Disney World. So that's a side note, super random. Okay. I have not had any of those like weird cravings that you've heard of like people eating like weird combinations. However, I've had phases. So in my first trimester, and I like literally wrote it down in my notes. I don't remember how soon it was, but maybe like weeks 8 to 12 or somewhere in there, I was obsessed with sour candies. And I still am. It's still my diet. I'm not like as into it as I was, but like Sour Patch Kids, sour gummy worms, like anything sour, I was like eating all the time. Now I'm in a sweets phase. I'm like chocolate, just chocolate, ice cream. Like I just need like sweets right now. So I've been going through phases. And then I would say, again, I've been really good about balancing things. So I do eat like, I would say I'm like trying to follow the 80-20 rule, maybe like 70-30 rule, like 80 to 70% eating like really, really clean, nutrient dense foods, things that are good for me and baby. And then I've been like fully enjoying myself, eating snacks, eating sweets. Like if I want something, I'm eating it and I'm not depriving myself. And I'm still getting exercise and working out, which could be a separate video, but still lifting weights, still using my Peloton, still going on walks. So food's been pretty good, I will say. Okay, and then a question about food aversions. So I didn't really know what this was in the beginning of my pregnancy, but essentially what can happen to some women is like you can just be totally grossed out by food, like the look of it, the smell of it, anything, especially smells. You can just be like, absolutely not, I'm not touching that. I haven't necessarily had that, but sometimes in the middle of meals, I'll just get like over it and I like literally don't want to finish it. It's pretty rare, but like if you're meal prepping, sometimes by like the third or even fourth day, I'll like be in the middle of eating it and I'm like, I literally can't even eat this anymore. So I've gotten like food aversions kind of like that, where I just like can't finish a plate of food for whatever reason. And then the smell thing is so accurate. I've heard that your sense of smell gets really heightened. There's certain things, like if I smell them, it's like so intense and so strong. And if it's a bad smell, you're just like so grossed out by it. So like I have had that a couple times, but that's everything kind of like general pregnancy. Now you guys asked me so many questions about raving and festivals. If I have to, I will split this up into a part 2. All right, fam, I guessed it. This video is way too long, so we're splitting this into 2 parts. Thank you guys so much for watching part 1. In part 2, we're going to talk all about raving while pregnant, navigating music festivals while pregnant, what my plans are to take breaks, safety, all that kind of stuff. So give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you guys aren't already, and I will see you in part 2. Fall into you.